From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira.
We're also going to show you how to get a good night's sleep. If you have any problem sleeping, you want to watch this segment.
Coming up in this half hour, we're going to talk about sleep.
That's right. Coming up, we're going to be talking about a 4-week program to help you sleep better with a doctor who says, you know, sleeping comes to everything from introducing the right routine, having a good bedtime routine, but also having a good sleep environment. Al, thank you. This morning on Today's Health, how to get a good night's sleep. Do you constantly need just one more hour? Does your partner snoring keep you awake all night? Well, would you do anything for a midday nap? If you said yes to any of these questions, you're one of the millions of Americans not getting enough Z's. Everybody wants it, but very few people get enough.
I need about 7 hours sleep to be able to function.
I function very well on 3-4 hours.
I need 10 hours.
I'm exhausted right now.
And he's not alone.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
Nearly 40 million Americans suffer from sleep disorders, and studies show that 1/3 of Americans will experience insomnia at some point during their lives.
I'm trouble with insomnia.
Oh, insomnia. Well, I know a good cure for it.
Yeah?
Get plenty of sleep.
Just thinking about it can keep you up all night. But not everyone is losing sleep over the lack of Z's.
A good night's sleep makes a big difference.
Sleep aids like Ambien and Lunesta have rescued many of the sleep deprived, with more than 26 million prescriptions filled every year. Of course, pills aren't always the answer.
Will you be able to sleep?
I'll stay up and moan.
Good night, Ari.
I'm so tired.
Well, the tossing and turning may be a thing of the past. Michael Bruce is a clinical psychologist and author of Good Night, the Sleep Doctor's 4-week program to better sleep and better health. Michael, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Because we all need this, especially if you work this show.
Well, the beautiful thing is everybody sleeps.
Exactly. Now,
Or doesn't.
yeah, that's right. And you say that a good night's sleep can help you lose weight, look younger, and have more energy. Of course, we get the have more energy part, but how is it going to help you shed more pounds? Also, even lose the face lines, or at least look a little bit younger?
Well, what's kind of interesting about sleep is two things. One, if you don't sleep enough, what we find is that you have higher cortisol levels, which increases your appetite. It also lowers your metabolism. So you have high appetite with low metabolism, which equals weight gain. From a face line perspective, we know a couple of things about sleep. If you're in bed, you're not outside exposed to the UV rays, your cells have a chance to regenerate. You also have something called arterial aging, which goes on if you don't get enough sleep. This means poor circulation to the blood, which means dark circles under the eyes, puffy eyes, even bad skin and hair.
All right, so get your rest. Bottom line, you're going to look better, you're going to feel better. You've developed this 4-week program. What can we expect during those 4 weeks? Is that a realistic time frame?
It absolutely is. The program is designed so that the first week is a sleep boot camp, if you will. And so we're going to go over a couple of things there, which is how much sleep do you need, daytime routines, nighttime routines, even looking at your bedroom. Then the rest of the program will continue to focus in on key aspects throughout the month.
And one of the key aspects, one of the first things you say to do is to establish a consistent bedtime and wake-up time. How important is that in establishing this routine?
It's the most critical factor that I have in the entire routine. If nothing else, if you can just get regularized with your sleep, you're going to be doing much better.
Can you still sleep in on weekends?
Absolutely. You can catch up on sleep that you've missed during the week, but you can't bank it.
All right. You also suggest that people develop this routine an hour before they go to bed. You say it should be your power down hour.
Right.
This time is when you're pretty much just doing your dental hygiene, getting ready for bed, right?
So what I talk to people about is this power down hour, which is 3 20-minute segments. So the first 20 minutes are things you got to do that are going to drive you crazy if you're lying in bed that you didn't do. So in our house, it's packing the backpacks for school, it's looking for shoes, it's things like that. The next 20 minutes is hygiene. The final 20 minutes is some form of relaxation. But I will tell you, some people say to me, Michael, I don't have an hour before bed. I'm lucky to have a half an hour before
usually
bed.
Putting the kid, reading the story 3 times over is part of my bedtime routine.
Exactly,
so.
It happens at our house too. So what I tell people is you can actually cut it down to the power down half hour, which is 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
All right, let's talk about creating the right sleep environment as well, because that's very important. And you say you really want to have a positive place where you can sleep. And we're standing in 2 different bedrooms. One's a good bedroom, the other one a bad bedroom for sleeping. First of all, tell us which is which.
Okay, so
I'm looking at these. They're both beautiful bedrooms.
To our right is the bad bedroom.
Okay, I can see that by the computer, all the work that's surrounding here, but there's some other things as well.
Absolutely. So the first thing I have people look at is the color. So when we look at color, it's not all about color. It's actually about how bright the color is, the finish of the color. This is more of a high gloss paint, whereas you...
Like a yellow-orange tone.
Exactly. You'd want more of a matted finish. We also see that the light next to the bed is a 75-watt bulb. One of the things I recommend for people is to change to 40 and 45-watt bulbs beside the bed. We also have an alarm clock here that's high illumination, so for people who are clock watchers throughout the evening, it's bad to roll over and see those big numbers. I'd rather people not see numbers.
And it just reminds you, oh gosh, now I'm down 2 more hours of sleep left to go. Exactly. Even things like, for example, this pillow.
So the pillow is
not so nice and cushy.
Right, what I call a sick pillow. And the way to tell if you have a sick pillow is to take it and hang it over your arm. If it's not standing straight out and looks like old saddlebags,
you're getting no neck support there.
Exactly. It's time for a new pillow.
Okay, and so I mean that we get the idea here, and take a look at what we've done with the good bedroom. And here the paint, everything from the paint is much softer. It's a creamier finish. How is that more helpful than this brighter color?
So when you look at it from a color perspective, color doesn't matter when the lights are off, but color matters when you walk into the room. It actually sets a tone for you emotionally so that you can, again, if you see a softer color, it allows you to start to relax and soothe into bed.
You have the dimmer light bulb, as you mentioned.
Absolutely.
40 watt, right? Then you've got the alarm clock, which doesn't have the blaring, glowing numbers.
Exactly. And this alarm clock's kind of cool because it also has special sounds associated with it. So it's more spa sounds. So actually there's been data to suggest that sounds of the ocean can help people fall asleep.
Ah, that's why they do that when you're at the spa. And then look at the pillow.
This is actually a pretty interesting pillow. This pillow in particular is called an ambient comfort pillow. It's relatively firm. And what's neat about this pillow is it's actually created with a special substance called hollow fiber, which actually increases oxygen levels in the blood. Originally a fabric used for diabetics in their socks, because, you know, people with diabetes have circulation issues.
So it's going to increase circulation then.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Dr. Michael Breus, some great advice. Again, thank you so much. And you can find an excerpt from Good Night as well as our sleep quiz on our website at today.msnbc.com.